Hey boys and girls, I hope you're ready for some more fractions. Go ahead and make sure you have a piece of paper and something to write with. We're going to start out by having you make some fraction drawings. Here is your first one, 2/3. I want you to make a rectangle, partition it into thirds, and shade 2/3 of your rectangle. So if you need to pause now. And then once you get your drawing complete, you can unpause. You should have drawn a rectangle. You could make it either vertically or horizontally. I'm just going to make mine horizontally. Divided it into 3 equal parts. Labeled each part. I know you didn't forget to do that. And then the last part you were asked to do was shade 2/3. So another way we can say that is 2 out of 3. So your rectangle should look something like this, unless you did it vertically, and then it would look like that. So go ahead and give yourself a check mark if you have that one correct. And let's move on to the next one. Your next one is 3/4. 3/4. And I want you to make a circle fraction for this one. So pause, draw it, label it, and shade it. Fraction should be a circle divided into 4 equal parts, each part labeled, and then 3 of the parts should be shaded, and it really doesn't matter which 3 as long as you shade 3 and leave one unshaded. So check that one if you got it, and let's move on to the next one. Your next one is 3/6, and for this one, I want you to draw a number line and put a dot on 3/6. So go ahead and do that. And your number line always starts with 0, and our numerator is less than our denominator, so we are going to put a 1 at the end, and we are going to divide it into 6 equal parts. The easiest way to do that is first do thirds. 3 equal parts means 2 lines, 1, 2, 3, and then half each third, and check your work, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and label 0, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, and we know that when the numerator and denominator are the same, 6, 6 is the same as 1 whole. So your dot should be here. And here's your challenge question. 3/6 is equal to what other fraction? What other fraction is 3/6 equivalent to or equal to? And I hope you remember from the other day that 3/6 is the same as 1/2. When the numerator is half of the denominator, it's the same or equal to a half. And you can kind of look at your number line and see that 3/6 lies at about the halfway point, or should be on the halfway point of your number line. Okay, your next one is part of a group. We did a little bit of this before school was out. 7/12. 7/12 of my Skittles are green. The rest are yellow. Now for this drawing, it's a little different. It's not a number line. Well, it could be a number line, but we're going to do, we're just going to draw the Skittles. Draw 12 circles. And to show that 7/12 are green, that means we are going to label 7 of the Skittles with a G. G for green. Okay, I hope you can see that. So we labeled those Skittles with a G for green. What should we do with the remaining Skittles, the remaining 5 Skittles? They're yellow, so let's just put a Y. And that's how we show fractions of the group. Now, who can tell me what fraction of the Skittles are yellow? Say it. I hope that you said 5/12 are yellow. 7/12 are green, 5/12 are yellow, and if we add 7 and 5, we get 12, and 12/12 would be all the Skittles, the whole. This is a whole group. So our whole here is a group, not a shape or a number line. Okay, now we're going to reverse it. I'm going to show you a picture and you are going to write the fraction. So we're going to do the opposite now. Here is your first one. It's a number line. So take a good look at it. I didn't label it. So what you need to do on your paper is write down the fraction of where the dot is on this number line. And if you look closely, you see this number line is divided into 3 parts, 1, 2, 3. So that tells us it's thirds. And we always label a number line. 0 thirds, 1 third, 2 thirds, 3 thirds. So I hope that you said that the dot was at 2 thirds. If you did, give yourself a check mark on that one. Let's try another one. I'll give you a little bit more time. So look at this, click the pause button, think about where this dot is on the number line, and write down your fraction. Take some time to really think about it. I want to know if you get it right. Okay, so looking at this number line, we can see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections between 0 and 1. Be sure to not ever count the section or the part of the line before 0 or the part of the line after 1, because that's not part of the fraction. That's not part of the whole. That's before 0 and after 1. So only look at the sections after 0 and before 1, and that was 8. So we would quickly label this number line into eighths, 0 eighths, 1 eighth, 2 eighths, and it looks like we're at 2 eighths. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to make sure that this really works out for us. So 3 eighths, 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 6 eighths, 7 eighths, and it did, because we got to 8 eighths, which we know should be at the whole or the 1 mark. So I hope that you wrote 2 eighths. Check it if you got it. Okay, here comes your next one. This one is going to be part of a group. So it says, what fraction of the stars are orange? Write down your fraction and go. And I hope that you put 5 as your numerator, but what did you put as your denominator? Not 3, I hope, because the denominator should be the total number of stars, and it should be 8. Oh, I hope you got that one. If you did, check it off. And now for the last one. Take a look at this one. I wish my circles were exactly the same size. They're not exact. Pretend like they are. This one looks more like an egg. Sorry. In the real world, they should be exactly the same size and shape. But just for the sake of time, let's say they are. Now, notice that all of this one is shaded and all of this one is shaded. So, what fraction does this drawing represent? The total number of pieces that are shaded should be your numerator, and the size of the piece should be your denominator. So think really, really hard. And does anybody know? Write it down. I hope what you wrote down was 4 as your numerator and 2 as your denominator, because we have 4 halves. 4 halves. And if we have 4 halves, what is that equal to? 4 halves is equal to 2 wholes. You could have 4 halves of a pizza, and that's going to give you the same thing as 2 wholes. Remember, when the numerator is greater than the denominator, that means we have more than one whole. We had two wholes, so 4 halves. Anytime that your numerator is greater than the denominator, that's more than a whole. So I'm wondering who got that one right. Comment below and let me know how you did. I think you guys are doing awesome on fractions.